Hey YouTube, it's Tuesday, it's May 11th, and we're going to do a little garden update. I had a very productive weekend, and I finished the last of the beds, and I did some planting. So I'm going to take you right now to a little walk in the garden, okay? Here we go. Okay, let's start with the herbs that I went ahead and transplanted. Here, I'm not sure if you can fully see here, just looks like some tall grass, but these are chives that I planted. And I added some more seeds around here to try to get a little more out of it. Here is my chocolate mint. It's doing really well. It's grown up height-wise since I've transplanted it. We have also the rosemary here. That I think has really grown a lot since I transplanted it, just in the last week because it was so root bound. Some garlic chives here, and I added some more chive seeds. Over here we have 6 Roma tomato plants. I was growing Roma tomato plants, and as you'll see in a few minutes, my tomatoes didn't seem to be doing that well, the seeds that I was growing. And so these were only $1 a piece at the local Master Gardener's plant sale. So for $1 a piece, I couldn't beat it. And Roma tomatoes, if you don't know, they're determinate instead of indeterminate, which means they're going to get big and bushy rather than vine-like. And I won't be putting determinate in my boxes because determinate is stated in the book that they want you to use up 9 spaces on your square foot garden. I don't want to take up 9 spaces per plant. So I'm actually going to plant these over on the far east side fence and just put them in their own box. Okay, let's go over here and look at what I did this past week. Very productive. Finished all 4 planters, but this one I wanted to show you first. These were some plants that a friend of ours gave us, one of our neighbors. She swears up and down that they're garlic. I don't think it looked anything like garlic. I think these are actually some kind of leek or onion. But I did a last minute thing here and just got some bricks and some Miracle-Gro potty mix that was on sale. And I just dumped them in here just so we could see what happens with them. Come over here. This is the other bed I finished. One thing I wanted to point out about the beds, I did, because I'm 4x8, I couldn't use the mini blinds like a lot of people use, so I used the masonry string. I did run out of masonry string in the farther back, and I end up using twine. But because I have a 3-year-old, and because I don't want to be cutting myself and hurting my knees or anything like that, instead of using screws or nails, what I use right here is old-time upholstery tacks. I can put my hand over it and I'm not going to cut myself. If I put my knee into it, I'm probably not really going to hurt it that bad as if it was a nail or screw that was sticking up and out. Okay, here we have tomatillos, and these are doing fairly good. This one I know has grown definitely for sure, and this one's, we'll see, getting a little better. My basil plants I think have gotten a little higher. Over here we have my sweet and early cantaloupe. Like I said, a lot of my plants were doing good except for my tomatoes for some reason. I don't know why. We come over here, and this one right here, that is my Mr. Stripey. I only have one of those. One of the few tomato things that I'll only be growing one of. That one cost me a little more, so I didn't get more than one. These I got also at the Master Gardener sale. These are Green Zebra heirloom tomatoes. I got 2 of those, and those were only $1 a piece, so I couldn't really beat it. Now here you'll see my other tomato plants aren't doing that great except for a couple of them. This one you can probably barely see. It looks like a stick practically. It's lost a lot of its leaves. This one and my other one is my Super Sweet 100. So we'll see what happens now that they're in the soil. Maybe they'll get the nutrients that they need. Over here, right there, that is our chocolate cherry. That seems to be doing okay. And that's another chocolate cherry right over there. Then we come back over here, and this one right here, that is our Juliet grape, and another Juliet grape. I got actually 4 Juliet grapes, and like I said, they're just not seem to be doing that well. Back here I have my tomato jubilees, and over there, right there, if you take a better look, that barely see it in the plant right there. That is my yellow pears. I heard some this past weekend that yellow pears are very susceptible to certain diseases, so we'll see how that does. Now back here I've got my big boys and my beefsteaks. We'll see how those do. I'm not that concerned about the beef boy, or the big boy and the beefsteak, only because they don't yield that much fruit compared to the smaller plants. This whole row right here, I haven't even put anything in. And one of the things I've learned about my garden this week is that in the early morning, these all get pretty good sun, but later on in the afternoon, only about up to the, I would say, here. So the last 2 or 3 rows, usually around the 2 rows now, they don't get that much sun later in the day. So I'm definitely next year, I'm going to be moving all this stuff sideways. Let's come back over here and look at this other bed. Of course, I got marigolds at each end, and that's supposed to help with the bugs. We'll see here. Here we have our golden summer bell pepper, and as you can see in here, we already got some flowers and stuff, but we got one little pepper right there starting to come through. This was purchased, of course, because all my starts started way too late. Over here we have, I got these also at the Master Gardener sale, I believe, and this and this other one over here, these are pepper chocolate, let's see here, chocolate beauties are called.